Hey everybody, my name is Anthony Fiore. I'm the owner of Capri Cosmetology Learning Centers. We're here at Capri HQ and I welcome you to our very first video series of educating you guys on how to be a better hairdresser. To start off our video series, I decided to explain to you the differences between body position and how to cut a true square or one length bob in a square fashion. And also to show you what many times is the most common mistake when someone is trying to create a square line bob. So to get started with, I'm going to show you our first mannequin, which is our square haircut. And as you can see, if you look along the bottom, whether you do it in a back view or a side view, we have a definite horizontal line. Now, the way this haircut was created is you have to realize that if you want to have a straight line or a horizontal line on a round surface, is you must use your body position to create a corner in this haircut. So when you talk about a haircut having a corner, this haircut in the back, for it to be horizontal, must be shorter in the middle to longer behind each ear. And then, of course, from the side there, we have to create a corner behind that ear and then continue our horizontal line into the front of this haircut. So the way in which we teach it at our academies is we basically teach our students to keep behind the person when they're cutting the horizontal, meaning that you are going to separate the hair sides forward and back and cut them in two separate ways. We will cut the back and we will cut a horizontal line by bringing this hair down and creating a corner, lower or longer than the center. We will then move our body position, or our client, we will move them to the side and then actually go in and cut the side, which again will create that corner in this haircut. This is how we create a one length horizontal, which is not an easy haircut that everybody thinks it is, because you're actually going anti-head shape. When we talk about anti-head shape, the most common thing in this haircut would be to go round. What we want to do is actually go opposite of the head shape, because the head shape is round and we want it to be square. So we have to create that corner. Okay, so here's the difference between the previous haircut that I showed you and this one. Can you tell? I don't know if you can, but the idea here is this haircut was cut horizontally. In other words, I was actually working with my fingers horizontal, but what happened was I changed my body position. And what I did was, instead of standing behind the model when I was doing the back and then moving to the side with my body, I simply followed around the haircut. So what I did was I brought it down here, cut it, moved my body here, cut it, dropped my hair down, cut it. And what you can see is that this is definitely a different haircut than the previous haircut. Anybody can cut this haircut because it's round. It's following the shape of the head. The haircut will always want to be round, as opposed to when you want to create a square haircut, which has more interest and has a better shape to it when we talk about a square haircut, simply because we again are using an anti-head shape type of design, whereas in the round haircut, it's just boring. What we're gonna do for you guys right now is I'm actually gonna show you guys how to cut a one length haircut with a razor. One of the things that my mentor throughout my career, who was my uncle, always said, never be mono-tooled. And what he meant by mono-tooled was all you do is work with a scissor, and you don't want to be able to only cut with a scissor. There are clients out there that have to work who want razor cuts, who want clipper cuts and things like that. And if you're just one who's a mono-tooled, all I use is clippers, then that's the only clients you can satisfy. You want to be able to satisfy as many clients as you possibly can to make the most, or make the largest clientele for yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something what we call cutting in motion. And I'm going to be using the razor to cut this one length haircut. Now you might say, well, why would you do that? Well, number one is if you're different, you're definitely going to be a hairdresser who's going to be busy. Why? Because if they want a haircut with the razor and they want a one length, what they're going to do is they're going to want only be able to come to you. You have what we call an exclusive on razor cutting with one length haircuts. What you actually see me doing, and this is something that has been from generations ago, is that we're going to part the hair in 4 basic sections. We always start our haircuts with 4 basic sections, and we're going to separate the front from the back. What we're going to then do is we're going to separate it right down the middle here so that all we have to do is design this side, copy it on the other side. After we get done with our 4 basic sections, what we do is we're going to now take a subsection. Now, if you look at my subsections closely, you're going to see that it actually looks like they're going slightly downward, and that is true. That goes back from the days when Vidal Sassoon and we talked about Paul Mitchell's, who did precision haircuts. And what they did was to create those geometric shapes and those strong, very precision type haircuts, is they would always work with sections that are anti-head shape. In all reality, this haircut is going to be done horizontally, but I'm going to go slightly downward with my subsections. And that is to create the corner in my haircut, because we are doing a square haircut and we're going to be doing it with a razor. When we talk about the technique for working with a razor and cutting in motion, we're going to separate it in the center here, and my body position is going to stay in the back. We're going to then take this section here in our hands and we're going to take it down 1 length in the 0 degree position, and we're going to take our razor behind it, pull towards ourselves. As you can see, the hair comes off, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to again keep that corner by pulling back this way. Pull with the razor and keep that hair nice and square. So again, when we talk about working with the razor, pulling straight out towards ourselves and creating the line that we want to achieve. Both come out together. Do not pull the razor without moving your hand. The left hand is what dictates the way in which the hair comes off. I'm going to use this as a guide, coming off, pulling towards myself. All right, so what we're gonna do now for you guys is we're gonna take this 1 length bob square haircut and we're gonna create a little bit of interest in it. So we're going to come in and I'm going to use a technique that we show you. It's called scoop cutting. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna come in and I'm going to take my hair and I'm going to position my fingers at a distance that I want for the haircut to be softened in. And the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna come in and we're going to gnaw our scissors through. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually creating a softer type haircut. And if I were to do this on wet hair, which we can do, again, the same idea, scooping the technique, we're creating shorts into longs without actually changing the haircut length. So that's going to soften this haircut up completely. And we're going to continue around this haircut, just softening up that bottom line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just design something around the face just to create a little bit of softness. What they're talking about now is they're talking about doing what they call curtain fringe or curtain bangs. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in here with our scissors closed and just take this haircut and come in very vertical with our scissors and start to create a little bit of a fringe area. Always when you work on the fringe, be careful, just be soft, be easy on it. Don't take too much too fast. See what it's doing for you as it goes. Once you establish the length you want in the front or the shortest area, which usually is in the center here on these fringe areas, then you can come in and work on the sides, and we're gonna just come in and tie this into our bottom. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you got a little bit out of this technique, out of these different techniques that we showed you on how to take a basic 1 length haircut, square line bob, and introduce some texture to it. We showed you a couple of different techniques and showing you what you can do with some simple basic haircuts. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.